My new vid phone is essential to my business. Thank goodness it's easy to operate.
Well, I arrived safe and sound in Phoenix. It's almost as hot here as it was in your apartment the other day. Oh, I just called to say hi, so hi.
This is my official front door. The Fuchsia Flamingo certainly has the nicest doors on the street.
Come on in. Glad you came by. Have you had any problems with the cops?
No, nothing serious.
You want a drink?
Sure.
Bourbon. Straight up, right?
Right. How'd you guess?
Physiognomy. It's a hobby of mine. You can tell almost anything about a person by their facial features.
So I guess I have a bourbon face.
Something like that. Listen, Murphy, I've got to apologize for the other night. See, that note that Emily got shook me up pretty bad. Though, I didn't want her to know I was worried.
Well, don't sweat it. I guess I kind of have a distrustful face. Of course, that'd be your department.
Well, I do want to thank you. You saved Emily's life.
So she's okay?
She's pretty rattled. But she isn't hurt. If you'd come in any later than you did. She's upstairs, sleeping it off.
I'm fine, Gus. I couldn't sleep anymore. Gus told me what you did. I don't know how to thank you.
Well, I guess we cut it pretty close, but I'm glad you're okay.
Thanks.
Listen, Emily, it's not too much trouble. I'd like to ask you a few more questions.
Come on, Murphy. She's been through enough already. Cops grilled her last night. Let's let it rest for a while.
It's okay, Gus. I owe him. A couple more questions isn't gonna hurt me. Go ahead, Tex. Thomas is my husband.
Pardon me for being stupid, but let me get this straight. You're Thomas Malloy's wife?
Yeah, we were married about a year ago.
So where's your husband?
I don't know.
Well, do you have any idea why he doesn't want you to know where he is?
No. He just said it'd be better for me. Safer for me. I honestly don't know why he left.
The man who attacked you last night took something from your apartment. Looked like a small box. Do you know what it was?
No. I mean, I don't know what was in it. I couldn't figure out how to open it.
How'd you get it?
Well, Thomas sent it to me. I don't know why anyone would want it.
How did it arrive?
Through some delivery service. It was wrapped in plain brown wrapper.
How'd you know Thomas sent it to you?
Well, I recognized the handwriting on the outside of the wrapper. It was just plain brown paper. I threw it out, I guess. I don't know where it is. I really don't know too many people around here. I heard Thomas mention that, but I don't know much about it. I'm afraid I'm not much help. I'm not very good with names. I haven't heard anything about that. Sorry. Did you ask Gus? It's not a very glamorous name. When I make it big, I'll change it to something more exciting. Oh, I met Clint. He has a chocolate stand up at the Coit Tower. He always gives me samples for free. Gus is an old friend. He's always taken good care of me. This is Thomas, all right. I'm so worried about him. He doesn't look well, does he? I'm not very good with names. He was one of those cops that questioned me. He smelled like soy sauce. Oh, that's just a silly name Gus came up with. He didn't want anyone around here knowing my real name. I really don't know too many people around here. Sorry. Did you ask Gus? He's the pig that works at the Ritz Hotel. When Thomas was staying there, I used to go visit. Nilo always made me feel cheap, the way he looked at me. I'm not very good with names. Louis owns a diner down the street. The stew and... I don't remember. I think she's the girl who works at a newsstand across the street. I haven't heard much about you, except that you're a good PI. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Actually, I'm feeling really beat. I'm gonna go back to bed. I'll see you guys later.
She's a real trooper, isn't she?
Yeah. Murphy, I really owe you. You ever need a favor? Just name it.
Thanks. Keep that in mind. Right now, I need as much information as I can get about Malloy.
I'll tell you what I know. If I knew where he was, I'd tell you. But I haven't heard from him for almost a month. I think I threw it out in the dumpster behind the club. It might still be there. I checked out the box Emily received, but I couldn't figure out how to open it. Doesn't sound familiar. I've heard it's the most powerful agency in the government. A couple things Malloy told me made me think they're after him for some reason. Don't know. Sorry. Doesn't sound familiar. I read the paper. It's about the only mutant-run publication in the city. I don't know him. I think she's going to be okay. She's pretty resilient. Emily has a weak spot for chocolate, so we've gotten to know Clint pretty well. He's a strange one. Let's talk about something more interesting. Yeah, that's Malloy. Looks like it was taken recently. Doesn't sound familiar. He was one of the cops that questioned me and Emily. Can't say much else about him. I don't know him. Doesn't sound familiar. I don't know him. I bought a few things from the pawn shop when I was decorating the club. Bargaining with Rook is like removing a splinter. That's the big guy who runs the diner, right? Seems real friendly. And he makes some tasty grub. I gave Chelsea a complimentary membership. She's the kind of person I like to have in the club. You seem like a decent guy. I think we'll get along fine. As long as you keep your hands off Emily.
The brown paper snagged up high on the lamppost could be the wrapper Malloy's box came in. Looks like a metal rod. Maybe an antenna. This antenna isn't busted. I might be able to extend it. There we go. Oh, there's no return address or name. There has to be something here that will give me a lead to Malloy. Maybe I need to take a closer look. So, the microdot on the wrapper contains a PB meter number. Probably some kind of postal code. Must identify which post office the package was sent from. Now I just need to find someone who would know which post office that is. This gate leads to the street. Rusty's door is always open. This thing must have fallen out of Horton's pocket. This is a tracking device. Maybe Horton stashed the box he stole from Emily's apartment and was planning on using this to locate the box later. This operates the way most tracking devices do. The sound it emits will speed up the closer I get to the target. There's too much interference up here for this thing to work. I better take it down to the street. That trapdoor leads back down to Rusty's. There's a door built into these bricks. The tracking device should work fine down here. It's a tracking device. A nice brick. Whoa, a small device is attached to the box. I'd better take a closer look before I do anything rash. Oh, it's a Claiborne mine. I've read about these. To deactivate it, the red photons must be transferred to the left, and vice versa for the green. They're transferred by using the small shuttle that has 3 black stripes on it and is now on the red side. The transfer chamber must be powered by a red or green power cell which is lighter color than the others. Red or green photons can be in the same chamber and in the shuttle, but if there's more of one color than the other, it creates an imbalance and the shuttle won't transfer. This box has holes drilled all over the top. I'll need to find whatever goes in those holes in order to get this box open.
Uncle Sam wants to see you.
Oh man, this isn't about those parking tickets.
Shut up.
All right. My new acquaintance is a good deal less cordial than the police were earlier. I'm thrown into the back of a black Avatar speeder. A few minutes later, we fly into the industrial sector and land by a familiar building. Autotech. I'm led inside, straight to Jackson Cross's office.
Welcome, Mr. Murphy. Please make yourself comfortable. Do you know where you are?
Literally or metaphysically?
Let me rephrase the question. Do you know who I work for?
Well, can I have 3 guesses?
This guy's a real joker, isn't he? Mr. Murphy, did you ever hear of the Graham Act? That's an executive order that was enacted about 40 years ago when the United States was having trouble with terrorist groups. It gives our agency carte blanche when dealing with internal security matters. So don't dick with me, Murphy. I'll pull out my gun and blow your face off.
Now I know who you work for. You work for the IRS.
Get this guy out of here. Make it painful.
Look, Mr. Cross, I'm sorry. I joke around when I get nervous. I'll try and control it. You're with the NSA, right?
Bravo! Give the man a big cigar. Now to the next question. Do you know why you're here?
Are you trying to recruit me?
Well, let me refresh your memory. You remember the other night, up on the roof? The man you threw off was an NSA agent.
I didn't throw him off the roof. I can't help it if you hire clumsy people.
Your actions contributed to the death of an NSA agent, not to mention the small matter of interfering with an NSA investigation. Now you've got 1 minute to tell me all you know, or you'll find yourself the latest victim of the Graham Act.
A girl hired me to find out who was stalking her. I kept an eye on her place. I saw your guy in her apartment. I chased him to the roof. He pulled out a gun. He tried to shoot me. We struggled and he fell.
We've known for some time that high-level drug deals were going on at the Fuchsia Flamingo. That night, a shipment of euphoria was to be delivered. We had our agent at the girl's apartment to make the bust. Her life was never in any danger. You screwed up. I know that you're still holding something back. What is it?
Look, I didn't ask to get mixed up in this case. I'm just a small-time PI. And all I want to do right now is get out of your hair and go back to doing what people do when they're alive.
So that's it. There's nothing more you want to tell me.
Oh, well, there is one more thing. Your agent found a small metal box at the Flamingo.
So you do have it. You should have said so in the first place. Now, do you want to tell us where it is?
Will you cut me a deal?
Oh, I'm not much of one for compromises, Mr. Murphy. Get me the box. I'll see what kind of mood I'm in.
I've got it right here. Take it.
So you beat us to the box. You impress me, Murphy. I'm going to do you the favor of a lifetime. I'm going to let you walk. But if I catch you meddling in NSA affairs one more time, I'm going to put a bullet right in your eyeball. Is that clear? Get this pukehead out of my office. I'll be watching you, Murphy.
Yeah, this is good. You can drop me anywhere along here.
We will.
The NSA thugs are courteous enough to drop me off back at the Ritz. When I get to my apartment, I notice the door is slightly ajar. The government boys probably spent some time in my office looking for the box. Hello.
I hope you don't mind. The door was open.
Well, I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
Nice place you got here. Decorate it yourself?
No. My housekeeper just started on Prozac.
Have a seat.
Well, thank you.
So, aren't you gonna thank me?
You pulled my chestnuts out of the fire the other night, didn't you? I didn't get a chance to thank you because you left so quickly. I want to know why you did it.
Oh, I'm sure you have women doing all kinds of crazy things just to get your attention.
You don't know me very well, do you? When a woman pays attention to me, generally I'm so stunned, I don't do anything about it.
I doubt that very much. So you drink bourbon, huh?
Yeah, I can afford it.
Yamas.
Yamas. Sounds Greek to me.
That's Greek to everybody.
I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ms.
Madsen. Regan Madsen. But I'd prefer you call me Regan.
Okay, Regan. You can call me Tex.
That's not your real name. What is it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Sorry. I gotta know somebody pretty thoroughly before I come clean on that one.
Well, then, maybe you should get to know me pretty thoroughly. So where's the box?
Box. Yeah, I got lots of boxes. What size do you need?
You know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
You like to play games, Tex. So do I. What's your angle?
I don't have an angle, Miss Madsen. My business is my own. I don't have a partner, and I don't like small talk. You're a very beautiful woman. Extremely beautiful woman. But that doesn't make any difference as far as I'm concerned.
Tough, too. I have a proposition for you. First of all, you should know, I didn't just stumble into this part of town by accident. I've been looking for somebody.
And who might that be?
Thomas Malloy.
I gotta find out about this guy. He knows all the beautiful women in town.
He's my father.
Oh.
I heard you were asking around about him, and I thought I'd see what you found out.
You said something about boxes.
Still playing the game? My father sent out several boxes lately. The NSA was closing in on him and he started to panic. I'm not exactly sure what was in the boxes or however many he sent out, but whoever finds all those boxes is going to come into an ungodly amount of money.
So what's your proposition?
I've already got one of the boxes. You give me the one you have, and I'll cut you in on the deal. Help me locate the others, and we'll have more money than you ever imagined. That's my proposition, plain and simple. You'll probably want some time to think this over. Why don't you call me at this number when you're ready to talk? Don't lose that number, Tex. I think we'd make a perfect fit.
Well, Regan Madsen sure knows how to make a first impression. The question is she on the level? There's no way to know if she's really Malloy's daughter or if she knows any more about the boxes than I do. I wonder if Fitzpatrick has any knowledge of the boxes, or Regan for that matter. There's a lot more involved here than just tracking down an old friend, and I'm right in the middle of it. My new vid phone is essential to my business.
Hey, I finally caught you at home. What's going on?
Oh, the usual. I've been shot at twice. I was called in for questioning by the cops and had an NSA agent threaten to blow my brains out.
All the things men say to impress their women. Hey, called to see how much you miss me.
Well, why don't you fly back here and I'll show you. Right here on my big old desk.
Okay, He-Man. I'll let you get back to being bored and lonely without me. You know, I'm not going to be staying here too much longer. I should be home in a week or so. And I've got something that I think you're really going to like.
I bet I guess what it is. It's one of those special fedoras with the built-in beer spout.
Oh, I think you'll like this even better. I've got to go now. See you, Tex.